Hello everyone, Rurikhan here bringing you guys another Gamescast. I hope you guys are ready to rock and roll because it is time, baby. I am having a not so amazing day, but hopefully you guys are having a much better day than me. So let's get this party started. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about Blip in iTunes, Blizzard, my new show, New Game Plus, Smite, and Guild Wars 2. So that's going to be the main kind of topics on today's shows. And obviously, we're going to be taking 5 community questions for you guys along the show. So let's get this party started, shall we? So for starters, I have some news about myself. Well, not really some news about myself. It's just a little problem that I had last week, which is basically my car window got busted. And by busted, I don't mean someone broke my car window or something. It's just like my car window just stopped working, and it was just like, oh damn it. And then I was trying to fix it, so I was trying to make it go up and down and just trying to fix the damn thing, and all of a sudden it just goes all the way down. It's like, it's gone, baby. Now it's going to be open forever. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty friggin' awesome. So I go to the auto place where I got my car, and basically, yeah, costs a whole bunch to fix that crap. Fix it, put in a new elevator, whatever they call it. Just like had to spend a whole bunch of money on that. So had some car problems. Yeah, not really good news. We're going to be starting off the show on a little bit of a negative tone today because you guys all know that I like to rant a whole lot. And today we're going to be starting on ranting, but hopefully I kind of align the topics in a way that we should be finishing up on a positive note. At least so I hope. But anyways, let's get started, shall we? So starting right up, actually, the first news is not really that bad. It's actually pretty good. If you guys remember a couple of episodes back, I said I want to get back into Blip.tv. I want to get back into putting all of my stuff on Blip.tv because that's kind of where I got started. And ever since I went onto YouTube, I kind of just not been doing anything for them. And I think it's really poor of me as a content creator to just kind of ignore your origins. I think that's really, really wrong. I think you should never ever do that kind of stuff, which is why I've constantly been struggling with a way to basically get my stuff again on Blip. And the main problem is I was uploading everything with my gaming PC. And I mean, most people should know that you do not want to keep a gaming PC on 24/7. That's just bad business because, I mean, you have your fans going, you have dust collecting inside constantly, and the more your fans spin for cooling your stuff, the more dust goes in there. It's just bad having that machine running over and over and over 24/7 because every electronic component, pretty much every electronic component, even though we like to think that's going to last forever, it's not. It has like an expiration date. At a certain point, it's going to break and not work anymore. And having your machine on 24/7 pretty much ensures that you are reaching that breaking point a lot faster than it was designed to be. So I obviously couldn't keep uploading stuff all of the time. So I went to my father's house and he wasn't there. So I was like, I started looking around. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and steal this computer over here. I'm just kidding. I actually called him and I was like, look, Dad, you have this computer. It doesn't really look like you're using it. You mind if I have it? And he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, take it. So it was actually a small form factor from HP, which is a good thing. Unfortunately, it's also quite old. So it's a Vista machine and that is a problem. But it's okay because once you kind of update all the stuff in there, since all the thing is going to do is uploading, it shouldn't really be that much of an issue because I don't plan on installing software in there or anything. It's just like all you're going to do is upload. So just upload and that's it. So now I have a dedicated machine just for uploading. And that has been pretty much a lifesaver for me because now I can actually afford to have my gaming PC turned off instead of on 24/7 because it was always uploading, and never stopping. Now I have a dedicated machine that I stole from my father, and that is what is doing my uploads. So right now it's actually uploading an episode of Smite, if I'm not mistaken. By the way, I keep forgetting to say the date. I need to say the date on these things because you guys know that I have a buffer of videos, so whatever, it takes a while. But I'm going to try and prioritize this one on top of the queue because I feel that, addressing you guys is more important than just keep on the regular show stuff and whatever. So today is July the 2nd, For those of you who want to know, I'm recording this on July the 2nd. It is currently 17 in the afternoon. We have a very good lighting coming in from our window, which means that the lighting on this episode should at least be good. And I haven't really addressed the whole thing that I want to talk about Blip. But while I'm completely derailing this subject, let's keep on derailing the whole thing. And something else that I wanted to talk about was gone. It's gone. Like, I had it, and it was just like one of those things that I was thinking about something that I wanted to say, and it's just gone. But yeah, well, getting back into the whole blip.tv and iTunes thing, like I was saying, basically what's going to be happening is since now I have a dedicated uploading machine, I can afford to actually, save a little bit of bandwidth and just keep on sending stuff onto Blip. So pretty much I've been uploading all of my New Game Plus onto Blip. You can go to blip.tv/Rurikhan. Also, just in case that you're like at work or you're like in a specific location that they've blocked YouTube, maybe you should check out Blip. Maybe that one hasn't been blocked. And if it hasn't, you will find episodes of New Game Plus in there, so you can watch that stuff there. Also, Blip does something very neat, which is it distributes everything onto iTunes. So if you go onto iTunes and just look for Rurikhan, you can find everything that I'm uploading onto Blip there as well. So all the stuff's going to be coming onto blip.tv. It's also going to be coming onto iTunes so that you can watch it on your iPad, whatever. Although I've seen videos on my website through the iPad, so I don't think that's really a problem. But if for some reason you're having problems with it, you can just go to iTunes and get the content there. What else do we have for them? Yeah, also, obviously, Khan's Gamecast is in audio form as well. If you guys don't want to just sit through the whole thing, watch the video, whatever, it's going to be in audio as well on iTunes. All you have to do is look for Khan's Gamecast. Should be pretty easy to identify considering that it has an icon from Demon Souls. And if you guys do not know the art from Demon Souls, then why the hell are you watching my videos to begin with? No, seriously though, you guys can now check out content on blip.tv on iTunes. I'm trying to update stuff as fast as possible. Kingdoms of Amalur is not going to show up there because obviously Kingdoms of Amalur was a series that didn't have all that much success. I'm not sure if I'm going to put Diablo 3 in there, but definitely New Game Plus is going in there. Demon Souls playthrough is going in there. The Dead Space is going in there. And what else am I going to put in there? Yeah, probably the Dwarven the Dwarven Dark Souls is going to go in there as well. Dragon's Dogma will eventually make its way in there as well. It's just like right now it's all in the upload queue. It's just getting uploaded alongside all the stuff that I'm constantly uploading onto YouTube. It's just like, I am the upload man, and if you give me more bandwidth, my videos will blot out the sun. I don't know where that came from. Well, I know it came from the movie 300. I'm just not sure that burst of energy and my teeth raking and yeah, I'm not sure where that came from. But let's get back onto it. Also, you'll have noticed that in this episode, I actually have gaming footage in the background because it was some people were complaining like, oh my god, your Khan's Gamecast is so long, there's no gaming footage in the background. And it's like, if you're listening to this on audio, sorry, you don't get to watch the gaming footage in the background. If you're watching it on video on YouTube or Blip, you're going to get the full-on experience of having game background footage in the video because some people asked for it, and I'm just like, I try to give you guys what you guys want. So here it is. So anyways, that is that. Next up, I would like to talk a little bit about the Wii U. Because, I mean, I've addressed kind of what happened with E3 2012. But I want to talk about specifically a little bit about the Wii U. Because I was one of the people that kind of... I wouldn't necessarily say early adopter, but I wanted to make, at a certain point in my life, I remember that I wanted to make Wii my main console, my main source of entertainment. It was also during the time where I was making the Switch for Macintosh, and you guys know that there's not as many games as in Macintosh as in PC, so I was making the Switch, and I'm like, yeah, I should probably get a console if I want to keep my gaming habit going. And as I was making that switch, there was a point in my life where I was like, man, I really like the Wii. It could be really fun. Main issue with the Wii was, to me at least, was like, no HD, man. Come on. No HD? Really? At this time and age, no HD? And now the Wii U has come out. So I want to talk a little bit. I just wanted to kind of situate you guys where I stood on the whole Wii thing so that now you guys can understand my whole opinions regarding the Wii U. So one of the things that I noticed in the Wii was, for starters, in Portugal, for some reason, we would not get like the titles that I was interested in. Like I would want, I remember at some point, like, oh man, I want to go buy Metroid Prime Corruption. I could not find it. I kid you not, I could not find it. I had to look through this chain of stores, had to go to this weird ass mall that I've never been to before, just specifically so that I could buy Wii games, because that would be the only place they would have it. And it's just like, why? And it's like I would go there and then I would like find out another game that I'd want to get, and it's like the game's not there also. So there was definitely distribution problems in Portugal. But regardless, the thing is, the games that would be there all the time would be like Mario, Zelda, more Zelda, Nintendo franchise. And I understand that Metroid is also a Nintendo franchise, but I guess that some people don't see it that way. But whatever. The whole point is that it's like you would have these games that are typical Nintendo games, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. You guys have that stuff, but I like other kinds of experiences. Like I like No More Heroes, No More Heroes 2, Mad World. There were other games for the Wii that were cool, and my experience with it was just like Nintendo would only care about games that were like first party. Like they would not support third party. And now that's going to be a big thing with Wii U now. It's like, oh my God, we're supporting the third party. And then I'm like looking at these games they're putting out. And it's like, so you're supporting third parties, but Batman Arkham City came out last year. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the Batman Arkham series to begin with. I've played through Batman Arkham Asylum and I didn't like it all that much. I understand that a lot of people love that game. It's fine. It's cool. I understand why you like it. Me personally, it just wasn't my thing. And Arkham City came out and I'm like, I don't really care. So whatever. Nintendo comes out, oh, Arkham City, Armored Edition, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, so it's Arkham City with a different skin? It's like that game came out last year. I don't think people are going to care about that. Mass Effect 3! Yeah. About that. That game has also already came out, and you guys don't have Mass Effect 2 or 1, so we can't even import our saves. So what kind of an experience are you selling to people there? I don't get it. And there's more examples like that. But the thing is, then they come out with this thing, Project P100 or whatever, that I saw on game trailers. And I understand that a lot of people can be excited about that game. The game looks, I don't know, I guess fun. To me, it didn't look that awesome. I didn't like it at all. It's just like not my type of game. Just realize something. This is my opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just a game that I don't appreciate. So I'm looking at a thing and I'm thinking, okay, that one's not for me either. Then, I mean, you look at a game like Rayman, was it Origins, Legends? I don't know. It was a Rayman game for the Wii U. And I was like, man, that game is also not my style, although I could get into it because that looked like really, really fun. That was a really, really fun title. I watched them play it and I was like, man, that looks like a lot of fun. But again, not my style of game. Then comes Zombie U, and you barely even get to see any gameplay of that. I mean, sure, maybe you can go now to game trailers, whatever, look at gameplay, but at the time, the presentation they made was not the best. And I was looking at the game and I'm like, okay, I get it. That game kind of looks like fun. And then it's just like a whole bunch of stuff that here's the problem. I mean, for starters, you guys are kind of late to the HD race. Let's face it, because I mean, PS3 and Xbox 360 are pretty much at the end of their cycles. I mean, they're going to be recycling either in 2013, 2014. It's going to be a switching phase. So from here to 2015, those two consoles are going to be replaced. I mean, I'm like 99% sure of this. PlayStation 3 is going to become PlayStation 4. Xbox 360 is going to become Xbox 720. Durango, my balls, whatever the hell you want to call it. Orbis, whatever. I don't care. But those consoles are going to be replaced. And the Wii HD is apparently, according to what they say, it's slightly more powerful than a PlayStation 3. And I'm like, slightly more powerful? Like at this day and age, slightly more powerful? And you don't even have any games to back it up, at least not any games that I'm interested in. Yeah, sure. You have your Mario, you have your Pikmin, you have all of this Nintendo stuff, and I get it. There's a lot of people that like it. I totally understand. I'm totally fine with that. It's just not me. That is not me. I'm not the person that's interested in those titles. So I'm wondering, where are my experiences like Dark Souls? I mean, any kind of game that kind of remotely looks like Dark Souls. Like, where's my Dragon's Dogma? Or even just make a Dark Souls version for the Wii U. Well, I guess they have Assassin's Creed 3, which is going to be kind of cool. But, I mean, Batman? Don't really care about it. And according to the reports, a lot of people say it was running like crap. Zombie U? Could care less. You also have, what's the other thing called? Rayman. Rayman was kind of cool, but I mean, I'm not going to buy a console for that. It just seems to be that Nintendo is just so far behind the race. It's not even funny anymore. And you look at that controller, and it's like, people are like, oh yeah, you can use it for your inventory. And it's like, it's not even multi-touch. It's a piece of crap. I guess I'm ragging on Nintendo a little bit too much. So let's just move on. Well, I just wanted to kind of leave my opinions on the Wii U, being a big Wii fan, because like I really liked Wii, but eventually I just had to kind of grow out of it. I just had to like go and get either a PlayStation or an Xbox. I ended up getting the PlayStation, as you guys know, simply because the Wii was not satisfying me. And I'm looking at the Wii U and I'm seeing the exact same problem. It's like, where are my games? Where's my Dark Souls? Where's my Dragon's Dogma? Those types of games, where are they? Where's, I don't know, let's look at another PlayStation game that I like. Where's my Red Dead Redemption? I don't know, something like that. And there's nothing. So it's just like, sorry. And if you guys have anything to say, feel free to say it in the comment section below. I mean, sure, tell me off, whatever, but just be reasonable about it. Don't just diss me off just because. Tell me, oh, there's this game and that one and the other one that's going to be interesting, you know? And maybe I'm missing something and whatever. But so correct me, just don't hate on me. I'm acting upon the information that I saw from E3 2012. From the internet, obviously, because I wasn't there. So yeah, that's what I had to say about Wii U. Now let's address Blizzard a little bit. And the only reason I want to address Blizzard is because you guys keep telling stuff to me about Blizzard. So because at this point, I don't even want to address Blizzard anymore. Like I've talked to a whole bunch of people, and a whole bunch of people like that I know of, they're like even on the same page as me. They're like, dude, I don't even want to buy Blizzard games anymore, simply because they're just turned into this company that they were making the best games. Like when I was younger, like one of my dream jobs was like, man, I wish I could someday go work for Blizzard. Right now, hell no. I don't want to work for Blizzard. I mean, well, maybe if they pay me well. But no, seriously, I am not a Blizzard fan right now. And I've even been called a Blizzard fanboy multiple times in the past by multiple people. They're like, oh my God, you're just such a Blizzard fanboy. And all I played was World of Warcraft and all that stuff. So for starters, there's a lot of people asking me, Rurikhan, are you coming to World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria, blah, blah, blah. No. Sorry, no. I am not going to World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria, simply because I am not interested in World of Warcraft anymore. It's just something that I am not interested in. I've seen what's coming with the expansion, and I'm not interested in it. I feel, and I don't even understand how a lot of people, I guess I'm being unfair, because it's like, if you're really into World of Warcraft, then sure, Mists of Pandaria is going to be fun. And you should not just think that just because I'm not playing Mists of Pandaria, that it's not a fun game. But it's hard for me to understand sometimes what people still see in World of Warcraft. It is hard. But it's like I always say, you don't need my approval to play World of Warcraft. Play it. I mean, just because I'm not playing it doesn't mean that nobody in the world should play it. It's like, if you're into it, get into it, play the hell out of it. Me personally, I'm going to stay away from Mists of Pandaria. I'm not interested in it at all. And there's just not anything in there for me right now, I feel. So that's all I really wanted to say about World of Warcraft. And then there's Diablo 3. And for Diablo 3, I'm actually going to go through one of the comments right now from the 5 comments. So when I actually get to the comment section, it's only going to be like 4 or 3 comments. I don't know. But I'm just going to get to this particular comment right now. This is a comment by PJ Cricket. And oh my God, PJ Cricket hates my guts right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's just like he comes on really strong in this post. And I even had, so I believe it was Surge that went in there and kind of came up in my defense. It's like, guys, it's fine. It's totally fine if someone has a different opinion from you. It's totally fine. So he starts out by saying, This was posted in my Diablo 3 episode 19, which was Hardcore Breaking the Siege. And he says, Diablo 3 Hardcore Whining episode 19. So he says, my first whine was, oh my god, this game is so grindy. And he says, basically he's quoting me. And he's like, oh my god, this game is so grindy. Really? How much time did you have to grind in Diablo 2 to get to level 99? Thing is, I never really grinded to go to level 99. I didn't do grinding for that. I went and I would collect items from Mephisto runs so that my character would be more powerful in PvP. That was, me personally, what I did in Diablo 2. Like, I would not grind for the sake of grinding levels. Like, by the time I was 80, it's like, my character's done. Like, I don't care about these levels from 80 to 99 because that's not going to make a difference. You have a level 99 character, my level 80 character could kick your ass. It was that simple because I was good at Diablo 2. I was really good at Diablo 2. So, no, I did not grind that much. Like, sure, sometimes I would go and I would kill Mephisto a whole bunch of times with a magic finding source and try to get some items. And that was the extent of the grind that I would make in Diablo 2. So I would not grind for levels. I realized that some players liked grinding for levels. That was never my thing. And to be honest, my main thing is always just first finish the game. And to me, finishing the game in Diablo 2 would be like go to hell and kill Baal, for instance. And I could do that from start to finish. I could start a character and go start to finish all the way up to hell, kill Baal. And I wouldn't have to go into trade chat. I wouldn't have to go and trade Stones of Jordan to get items in order to kill Baal. Or Diablo once you started. Because, I mean, at first you had to kill Diablo. Then the expansion came, you had to kill Baal. Which is why I'm saying Baal. Like, I would not have necessarily to go trade items with other players in order to achieve this. And in Diablo 3, it basically boils down to the auction house. Like, I could not get through, I believe, Nightmare without going to the auction house because I wasn't getting enough drops. That was just it. I was not getting enough drops from my barbarian. So I go back, I try grinding some gear. Nothing keeps dropping. So I just go to the auction house, spend 10,000 gold. Like, oh, look, I have a weapon. It's 10 times as powerful as my previous one. This makes sense. No, it doesn't. So that's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, the game is grinding from the point that you should be grinding gold or grinding gear, whatever, or you go to the auction house. And the auction house pretty much takes the grind away. It kind of breaks the point where I'm trying to complain that the game is grindy because I don't want to go to the auction house. But as soon as I step foot in the auction house, the game is no longer grindy. I mean, it is grindy if you have to go grind for gold, but still, it is not as grindy as grinding for gear. And again, I did not play Diablo 2 to get to level 99. I played it for the PvP. I loved PvPing in Diablo. That was the main aspect for me. Most of the stuff I did was PvP related. Like, I would make a character. I would always spec it for PvP. Always. Like, I would have different PvP builds. I would have Amazons with guided arrow. I would have barbarians with sword and shield. Barbarians with pikes. I even made druids, but druids were kind of sucky when I started making those, so it's like, whatever. And then his second point is, oh my god, the game is so laggy. I play it, I don't like it at all. Sorry to say. Well, good for you. I have micro stuttering, constant micro stuttering. If you watch my videos, you can clearly see because that is not hardware performance problems. That is network code. And the problem is that the mobs, they don't store the mobs in your computer. They download them in real time as they appear. And this is like a pirate copy protection type of thing that they did with the mobs. And so all the mobs come from the server, basically. So whenever a new pack of mobs comes in, even spells seem to come from the server. Because whenever I get a new spell or something, I cast new spells like micro stutter. And fine, you don't lag. I mean, you don't even micro stutter, not even once. I find it hard to believe because I've been checking the forums and a lot of people complain about micro stuttering. Specifically, if you go and look at the hardcore forums, a lot of people have died due to micro stuttering because it's like, it's retarded. I mean, even if you watch, like for instance, if you go watch one of the latest Kripparrian videos, he had a counter in the top of his video that actually said how many deaths he had from lag. Now, okay, Kripparrian is a completely biased towards Diablo 3 kind of guy. He loves the crap out of the game. He wants the game to have the best success in the world. That's what he wants. And so you're kind of coming at me like I'm biased against Diablo. And that's not the case. I lag. I do lag. And Kripparrian lags so much that he has a counter that tells people how many times he died from lag. It had the number 6 in it. So he died 6 times from lag. So if even he is lagging, it's like, I kind of don't think I'm the only one lagging. A lot of people lag. And not just the lagging, the micro stuttering. That is the worst of it. Because like sometimes you'll be fighting and you'll be fighting off against a monster or something. And something happens, like a new animation that you hadn't loaded up yet. Game stutters. You can die in the hardcore. That's how easy it is. Like, oh, I'm dead. Now, fortunately, I haven't died. I was actually able to finish the game in normal. And I'm not saying that it's a big achievement, because finishing the game in normal is something that I always assumed I would be able to do, because it's not that hard, really. It really isn't. Even Nightmare and maybe even Hell, I could keep on going and go through Nightmare, probably go through Hell. I doubt I'd go through Inferno. And even Hell becomes kind of iffy if I would survive Hell or not. But just trying to tell you, a lot of people have lag, not just me. Next up, oh my God, why do we have to be online to play? Do you remember telling us your Diablo 2 was ruined the day a mate of yours gave you the best weapon in the game? Thanks to online, there won't be cheated items anymore. You're wrong. Because my friend gave me that item in not open BattleNet, closed BattleNet. Which means that was the BattleNet where the characters were stored in their servers. So in Diablo 2, in closed BattleNet, they were still able to dupe items. And I'm pretty sure they'll figure out some bug in Diablo 3 at some point where they will dupe items anymore. So the whole online to play thing it's kind of a moot point, because here's the thing about being online to play. Like, probably for recording purposes of the episode, I would play offline. I would, because of the micro stuttering issues that I have. I would prefer to play offline. Sure, my internet's not the best in the world. I can acknowledge that. It's totally my problem. Let me play offline. I would play offline and I would record offline just so that I wouldn't have to complain about lag anymore. But you being online is just, here, I would play offline to record, but when I would be playing like normally, I would probably still play online. It's just I want to have the option to play offline and record because of the micro stuttering issues. It's like I can go to Blizz and say, look, my game has these micro stutter issues and I can die in hardcore. And they're like, oh, that's your ISP. And I'm like, fine, give me an offline mode and we're done. That's the only reason why I whine about an offline mode. Next up, oh my God, the game is too hard in hell mode. Did I actually say that? I think I said, if you don't have enough gear, the game is really hard in hell mode. I don't even remember saying the game is too hard in hell mode. Hell is a piece of cake until Inferno. Everyone agrees with that. Moreover, may I remind that you were whining during the beta telling it was too easy. Yes, I was. So that makes it okay that there's a ridiculous jump in difficulty from Hell to Inferno. Because it's like, oh, is it easy? Is it easy? Okay, well, here you go. Now it's fucking impossible. That doesn't make it okay. I mean, I honestly don't remember saying the game is too hard in hell mode. What I do remember saying is that I'm under geared for hell or something like that. But whatever. I mean, I don't think that the fact that they made the game too easy and normal is an excuse to make it ridiculously impossible in hell. And I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying that, to me, feels that like the grind is unbearable. That's the thing, because once you have gear, it's not really a problem to go through hell. I don't even think it's that much of a problem to go through Inferno once you have the gear. But getting the gear is the problem. That is what is hard. And it is hard to a point where it's ridiculous, where they actually manipulate the item generator to drive you towards the auction house. That's the thing. And that is where the problem lies. Because that is where the difficulty of the game is getting gear. It's not really killing monsters, it's getting gear. That is the difficulty of Diablo 3. Kripparrian himself said that. He said it himself. And he is way more experienced in Diablo 3 than me. He said it himself. It's like, the hard part about Diablo is getting the gear. Once you got the gear, done. Boom. Easy. So it's whatever. Next up, 5. Oh my god, the previous build system where you could fuck it up was so much better. It's outdated, get over it. Not a single game will bring this anymore. Being able to respec at any time is so much more fun and diversifies your experience. I will give you something. It is supposed to be a lot more fun and it is supposed to diversify your experience. And I was full on for this at the start. If you guys remember, I even made that video with the melee mage. I was full on for this. I'm like, yeah, this is great. We can experiment. We can play around. You know what the problem was? I got the hell, and basically the game told me, now you're going to use this, this, and this skill. And I'm like, but I don't really want to. I like my previous skills. And the game's like, do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't. From now on, you're going to have to use... what was the skills? I don't even remember. I think it was Ignore Pain and... what was the other one? It wasn't Revenge. It was something else. Or was it Revenge? I don't remember. Jesus Christ. Has it been that long? I haven't played that long. I don't even remember the names of the skills. My Barbarian. It was a skill that had a proc on it. It required you to have a proc and then you could use it. Whatever. It's the skill that most barbarians use to regain life. So you would have to use that. Have to use Ignore Pain. Most people would also have to use the jumping thing with the plus 300% armor. It's like, it's great when it diversifies your experience, but it becomes really friggin' terrible when it basically pigeonholes you. And it does. At least for barbarians, to me, it feels like it completely pigeonholes you into this build. Whereas in the previous system, I could get a lot more different endgame builds. Like I could have a Frenzy Barb, I could have a Pike Barb, I could have a Sword and Shield Barb. I could have all of these different builds. And in this one, it's like you gotta have your sword, you gotta have your shield, and you gotta have this skill and this and that and the other one. That's it. You know, that's the problem. It's that it's not actually diversifying your experience, it's pigeonholing it. That's when it becomes a problem. Oh my god, there are white items in the game. This game is all about loot. Choosing blues plus amongst the drops is like a mini game in the Diablo series. Okay, now here I have to completely tell you, you are completely wrong. Because in Diablo 2, I would pick up certain white items. Yes, I would. Because they would be worth like a whole lot of money. Like for instance, you would pick up Necromancer wands. You would pick up Sorcerer wands. You would pick up... what was the things? Certain paladin shields, because they would have plus to certain skill and they would be worth a ton of gold. And sure, gold in Diablo 2 is pretty useless, but you could still use it to gamble. So I would pick up white items on Diablo 2, but the problem is in Diablo 3, all of the white items are fucking worthless. They are worthless. They're worth 5 gold. 5 gold? Really? That's not even worth the time it takes to me to pick it up. It's not worth it at all. At all. Never mind the gray ones. Don't even look at those. Those are just trash. Just throw it away as soon as you pick it up. If you pick any up by mistake, throw it away. Same with the white stuff. It's like, it's not a mini game, because in Diablo 2, you would actually pick them up and sell them because they would have value. In Diablo 3, they're utterly fucking worthless. They are worthless pieces of crap. And the only reason they even exist is for when people are starting up the game in Act 1 normal. There I could let you have white items, whatever, fine. Act 1 normal can be filled to the brim with whites. I don't care, because you're just starting out and you could have an item that's actually useful for you. But as soon as you get to Act 2, forget about it. Take it all away. It's worthless. It's completely and utterly worthless. There's no reason for those items to exist at all. At all. Forget about it. Like, not even bots will pick up those items, okay? Not even bots will pick up white items. Bots will probably be trained to friggin' select them and throw them away. So forget about it. Oh my god, there's no PvP in Diablo 3. All the people have been following you know you don't like PvP. What? I didn't like PvP in World of Warcraft. Don't think that I didn't like PvP in other games. I loved PvPing in Diablo 2. Oh man, I was friggin' defining PvP in the European realms in Diablo 2. I'm sorry. It's going to be arenas like World of Warcraft. Yeah, it's going to be arenas, but there's not going to be resilience. At least I hope so. I wonder if the PvP patch brings in resilience. Oh my god. If the PvP patch brings in resilience, I'm just going to like, okay, forget about it. I'm out. Peace. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, man. Why do you even whine about something you wouldn't do? Pleasure of whining? No, you're wrong. I love PvP. Like, I like PvPing. I mean, what do you think League of Legends is all about? League of Legends is like my PvP fix. Because I don't like PvPing in World of Warcraft, and the reason for that is because it's more about grinding gear than anything else. Like, oh, I'm just going to do my daily PvP. It's like, you don't go PvP because you feel like it. You go to PvP because you have to. Because you have to get those points to buy those arena armors and all that bullshit, that crappy resilience gear. That's why you go to PvP, because you have to. A lot of people do PvP because they are forced to. It's not like, oh, I feel like doing PvP. I'm going to go over here and kill some guys. No, that's not how you do it. And to be completely honest, maybe you actually have a point in this one, because the way it sounds like, if they, the way that what I said sounds like, if they actually just put in resilience with the PvP patch for Diablo 3, it's like, I'm out. Forget about it. I'm not even trying. I'm not even going to try if that's what they're going to do. So yeah, it's not for the pleasure of whining. It's because I actually enjoy PvPing. I really do. And Diablo 2 was amazing PvP. I like PvPing in Diablo 2. Still, the best experience I've ever had in PvP was Guild Wars 1. Man, that game had some PvP. That game to me is like best, most balanced PvP ever. Ever. Forget about it. Nobody could mess with that because they just had the best. When it came to MMOs and PvP, to me personally, Guild Wars 1 couldn't compete with it. Just couldn't compete with it. Next up, we have 8. Oh my god, blah blah. You are fed up with Blizzard, probably because you played too much of their games. You didn't like how WoW became repetitive and noob-friendly. The fact they care more and more about business. But really, do a Let's Play of Diablo 2 and you will see that you won't like it as much as you used to. You're wrong. And the reason why I don't do a Let's Play of Diablo 2 is simply because it would not get enough views. I mean, if Diablo 3 can't get enough views, I mean, I'm obviously not going to get any views with Diablo 2. And as much as I would like to just cover games that I want to, I can't, because you have to remember, I still have to kind of try and get some money out of this so that I can keep on living, because I'm doing this full time, remember. So don't think that I don't enjoy Diablo 2. The one reason why I don't play Diablo 2 anymore is because none of my friends that used to play with me back in the day is playing Diablo 2, because Diablo 2 is just one hell of a game. And you can pretty much go to any hardcore Diablo 2 player and he will tell you, and I'm not saying hardcore as in the hardcore mode, I mean hardcore as in someone who is really devoted to Diablo 2. I doubt you will get a single one of them to tell you that Diablo 3 is better, because it's not. It's just not. I'm not saying that it's not a good game. It is. Diablo 3 is a good game. It is a good, average game. It's just not an amazing game like Diablo 2 was. So I still love Diablo 2. I really do. Maybe because before you played for fun and now you feel like you have to play because it has somehow become your job, and AAA titles will always get more views. Really think about it. And if you really hate Diablo 3 that much, why not drop the series and get to something you like? That is exactly what I'm planning on doing. And it's not like I hate Diablo 3. I think you're going on a little bit too strong there. I'm just complaining about certain things that I think were made wrong. And if you look at the general comments on my videos, you will notice that a lot of people agree with me that there's a lot of stuff in Diablo 3 that was done wrong. As a matter of fact, you even had someone that immediately went and kind of jumped on you and told you that you were kind of wrong in a lot of stuff you were saying. And I'm not replying to this in anger. I'm just replying to this because I like replying to negative comments as well. It is important to reply. I mean, it's not a negative comment. It's criticism. It's just a little bit of an aggressive criticism, but it's okay. I just like replying to everything. I like telling people that I do stuff and actually do it. I don't like being one of those guys like, oh, I'm just going to read stuff that praises me and not read anything else. No, I address everything. And I just wanted to let you know the reasons why I disagree with what you're saying. And I hope that actually made any sense. And we've spent like, I don't know, more than 10 minutes talking about Diablo 3, which means that a lot of people are going to hate me. But let's get to something a little bit more positive, shall we? Let's talk about Dead Space. So what about Dead Space? A lot of people have actually been telling me that I miss loot in Dead Space. And I'm sorry, but I mean, this is actually something that it's funny because Side Strafe made an episode about this specific thing recently, which is when you're playing a game and you're actually commenting at the same time, you're doing commentary and you're playing the game, it's not as easy to concentrate as a lot of people think. I mean, you guys should try it sometimes. This Side Strafe said this as well in his last DayZ episode. He said, you guys should try it. Just try, playing a game, any game. Just try playing any game that you like, any game that you would play, and try doing interesting comment at the same time. I'm not claiming that my commenting is always interesting. No, that's not the point. I'm just saying try to do commentary that is interesting and relevant to the game that you're playing at the same time as you're playing it. And you will see that is not as easy as people think. And that is the reason why I miss a lot of loot, is because I'm not focusing properly. And also because it's like when you're doing commentary, you can't afford to just like, I'm going to go here and I'm going to explore this nook. Oh, wait. What's that over there? Okay, no, never mind. And go back here and go back. You can't just be constantly exploring because your video will become boring. You need to have a certain momentum in your video. The video needs to keep moving forward. And that is the reason why I'm missing loot. And a lot of people also said, oh my God, you're not playing it like this. You need to go buy this weapon and kill everything. And I've even been told that the Ripper, I believe, which was one of the most suggested weapons by you guys, a friend of mine actually told me the Ripper is broken because it pretty much turns the game into easy mode. And that's not something that I'm looking for. Isn't it more entertaining to you guys to look at me trying to shoot an alien in panic, like, oh my God, I gotta kill it, and I can't just one-shot it. I have to like actually aim and shoot the legs off and shoot the arms. And isn't that more challenging? Isn't that more entertaining than me just going to the level like, oh, there's an alien, boop, boom, gone. Oh, there's another one, boop, boom, gone. I mean, I think it's more entertaining to see people struggle with the content than just, I mean, obviously I could go to harder difficulty, but I don't feel comfortable in that game. I really don't feel comfortable enough to go on a hard difficulty in that game. So it's like, whatever. So I just wanted to explain to you guys, there's like, those are the reasons why I'm not playing the way you guys would expect. It's like, I don't know. It's just like, I think it's more entertaining if you do it a certain way, and I try to do it as entertaining as possible. And you guys might be just going for the min-maxing of the thing and just grab the Ripper, destroy everything instantly. But it's just not the way that I play. That's the whole thing. Next up, let's talk a little bit about the new series that I've started, which is New Game Plus. Now, a lot of you guys kind of got the point of what New Game Plus was all about. And a lot of you guys liked it. Some of you guys didn't like it that much, and some of you guys even feel that I've been uploading too much New Game Plus and not enough of my regular stuff. So I do realize that at some point I was trying to do like one episode, one New Game Plus, one episode of something else, one New Game Plus. And I realized that was a little bit too much. So currently I believe that what I'm trying to do, I mean, what I am trying to do is get 2 episodes of something and then a New Game Plus. And I think that is kind of the ideal balance to keep every series moving forward while still adding a lot of diversity to the channel. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And it's just like, I really want to cover more stuff. And there's no humanly possible way for me to play through everything in a game like all the time. Like, for instance, oh, I want to do a video about Space Marine, play through the whole thing. Oh, I want to do a video about White Knight Chronicles 2, play through the whole thing. Oh, I want to do a video about I don't know, World of Warcraft, play through the whole thing. You know, it's just like, it's not feasible, and that is why I want New Game Plus. And I think that you guys enjoy it. It's just you don't want me to kind of stop producing all the other stuff, and I'm not stopping producing all the other stuff. It's just when I started New Game Plus, I made like 6 or 7 episodes or something like that straight up, and I just had to, you know, constantly pump them out. Otherwise, they would just become outdated. That's the problem with not having a fast internet connection, is that everything that I do today, it might only come out like a week from now. That's the problem. And there's nothing really I can do about it, because otherwise, instead of a steady stream of content, you guys are only going to have you know, a video every 2 days or something like that. If I try to do stuff in real time, it's just not feasible for me. But anyways, New Game Plus is going on strong. I have a couple of more ideas. I want to do a New Game Plus about Metro 2033. I also want to do a New Game Plus about Tribes Ascend. Tribes Ascend, which is something I kind of got into because Sidestrife, I've been watching his videos, and that game sounds like a lot of fun. I'm usually not into shooters, as you guys know, but that game looks fun. And I'm going to try that out, and I'm going to do a New Game Plus about it. And you guys can tell me what you guys think. And also something else is, New Game Plus is kind of going to be what I analyze in order to get your feedback and see if it is something that you guys would like to see in a series. Because like I can just go see you guys, like, oh my God, like for instance, a lot of people said, we want to see a series on The Last of Us. So that might happen. So it's just a really good place for you guys to leave feedback. Like if you feel that a specific New Game Plus episode would do really well in the Let's Play, that is where you type it, like, Rurikhan, make a Let's Play out of this. You know, whatever. Just remember, just because you type it there doesn't mean I have to do it. I mean, obviously, because I got a lot of work ahead of me right now. So yeah, New Game Plus coming on strong. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Next up, let's talk a little bit about Dark Souls. So a lot of you guys have been asking me, are you going to be covering Prepare to Die Edition? Yes, I am going to cover Prepare to Die Edition. The main problem is that the console version is only going to come up in November instead of the PC version in August. And I'm not sure I can justify the investment in the PC version. That is actually a really big problem for me because, like, for instance, let me give you an example. Like, I got the New Game Plus. I got PlayStation Plus the other day, like I told you guys about. And along with New Game Plus came Space Marine. And I'm actually playing Space Marine right now, but it's like Space Marine came with PlayStation Plus. And yesterday I was discussing with Sidestrife, and he was like, "Oh man, I just bought Space Marine for the PC, and it's like it's on sale, and like you should get it." And I'm like, "Dude, I have it for the PlayStation, and I cannot justify myself to buy the same game on 2 platforms. I have a problem with that. I really do." And I was like, even if it's dirt cheap, like it was dirt cheap this weekend, it was like €5 or whatever. And I was just like, man, I don't know. I mean, I have it on the PlayStation. Why would I want to buy it again on the PC, especially when I'm more of a PlayStation kind of guy to begin with? I like playing it on the PlayStation better than playing it on the PC. So it's like, you know, I cannot justify those expenses. And that is the problem, because like I want to get into Prepare to Die as soon as it comes out. That is my intention. But at the same time, in my head, I'm thinking, dude, it's going to be like, I mean, for you guys, it's going to probably be like $60. But in Europe, if you do the translation from euros to dollars, blah, 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 it's actually like $80. So it's going to be like, so I'm going to be giving $80 for a game that I already have on consoles. And according to the latest update that I've heard from people talking about it, is a console port. I mean, obviously it is a console port, but I mean, it's actually already being classified as a console port. And that is where I have problems, like deciding that I want to spend my money, you know, because I'm thinking like, you know, I mean, I'm probably going to do it anyways, because I know that you guys really want to see that one. And it is something that I'm really interested in, the Prepare to Die edition, all that stuff. I'm probably just going to go ahead and buy it. I'm just saying that it's a pain in the ass to think about that stuff. Also, something else is soon, and soon obviously is measured in weeks, you guys might be seeing a return to the Dwarven edition of Dark Souls. Maybe. I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying that is something that I've been considering, because I can't give away spoilers, so I'm not going to say why, but let's just say that there might be an opportunity for me to work on some more Dark Souls, and that I'm considering resuming the Dwarven edition of Dark Souls, so that might just be coming. Okay, so that was it about Dark Souls. Next up, a lot of people have been asking me about why can't they add me on PSN, and there is a friend cap. I'm not exactly sure how much it is, but there is a friend cap. I'm not sure if there's any way around it. Do you guys know if there's someone I could contact, like, hey, can I get an increase in my friends list? Because like I would like to have everyone that wants to add me on PlayStation. I'd be more than thrilled to have you on my list. Problem is, there's limits. I've actually been going through the list every now and then, and it's like, if you haven't logged in 2 months, sorry. Because, I mean, there's a lot of people that just constantly want to add me, and I try to do what I can, but it's like, the list is full. The only way for me to let more people add me is to start kicking people that are already there, which is kind of unfair if you really think about it. So, yeah, I'm sorry about that. There's not a whole lot that I can do. Next up, some of you have been asking for some more League of Legends. You might be seeing some of that in the future. I've actually been getting into League of Legends last week, probably because of Smite, because I started playing Smite, and I'm like, oh man, I feel like doing some League of Legends, and so I went back to League of Legends again. And it's not because Smite kind of, I'm not saying like, oh man, yeah, Smite's kind of cool, but League of Legends is better. It's more like Smite is still in beta. But as soon as Smite comes out, I'm so getting into Smite because Smite looks really, really awesome. As a matter of fact, I believe before this, there should have been a New Game Plus episode on Smite, so you guys can check that if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, regarding League of Legends, I've been obviously playing some support. It seems that I'm actually faring better with Taric than with Alistar lately, which is weird because I used to be a lot better with Alistar, but I just seem to be having a lot more success with Taric, so I don't know. So I've been doing some Taric, and I've also been training jungle with Amumu. And you guys might be thinking, ooh, that's going to go so wrong, Rurikhan, but it hasn't actually gone that wrong. I think I'm doing fairly okay. So you guys might be seeing some of that soon if I get a good match in or something. So. And since we're talking about League of Legends, let's talk about Smite as well. I like it. Smite is a really good game. It's being developed by Hi-Rez Studios. For those of you who do not know about it, you guys should check it out. It brings a whole new perspective to MOBA, literally, because it's in third person. And it's a lot of fun. You guys should really go check it out. I mean, the video is going to be up soon, so you guys can check it there. But it looks to be a lot of fun. It's their own interpretation of MOBA. It's in third person, and I don't know. I just can't describe it enough. It's just fun. It feels fun. The setting is cool. You get all these Greek gods. Like I was playing with this frost giant because he looked like a dwarf. You guys know me. If it looks like a dwarf, I'll play it. It's pretty much the way it is. The one I was going for was Odin, but I was grinding the points, and then I was like, man, it's in beta. I'm going to grind the points. Then I'm going to take it away, and it's going to be so disappointing. I mean, sure, if they want to give me more characters, I would love to play the game some more, show you guys everything. But I mean, otherwise, I can just play with the stock gods, which is because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate myself just to Smite. I have to do all this other work, and I don't have enough time to unlock all these other gods that I would like to show you guys. But anyways, it's good, and all it really needs is a release date, and I'm in. As soon as it comes out, I'm in. I'm in there. I'm going to be playing Smite, and I'm going to be making a couple of videos about it so that you guys can enjoy it as well. Next up, I actually have to thank Azarkan from YouTube for sending me a beta key for the Secret World. However, I'm going to have to go ahead and say I'm not a big fan of the Secret World. It looks interesting, but it also looks like an MMO, and I'm already going to dedicate all my time to Guild Wars 2. So it's not something that I'm going to get into, unfortunately. And I really don't want to say too much about the Secret World because it's a game that I'm not very interested in. And I feel that if I just start talking too much about it, it might sound way too negative. I mean, let's just put it like this. It has a very interesting setting. It's a very interesting setting. There's a lot of customizability for your character, and there's a lot of options when it comes to the weapons that you're going to use. And there are no classes per se. You basically create your own class according to the combination of skills and weapons that you use. But the combat feels very World of Warcraft. And it's not really something that I'm looking for in an MMO right now, so I guess. So anyways, thank you very much for giving me access, Azarkan. It was fun to check out the game. It's fun to actually get a beta key every now and then. So Azarkan, ASARKUN, thank you very much for providing that beta key. You, sir, are awesome. Next up, I would like to just tell everyone what you guys probably already know, because you guys were the ones who told me, because I did not receive an email from ArenaNet, but Guild Wars 2 is coming out. Yes, that's right. Guild Wars 2 is coming out, and it's launching on the 28th of August, and I didn't receive an email, so I actually got informed by you guys who sent me messages and comments through YouTube, and I was like, whoa, so it's coming out, and I didn't get like a notification, anything? I wonder if I'm not going to get the game, because I already pre-ordered and paid for it, so I wonder why the hell didn't I receive a notification that it was coming out. So anyways, something that I would like to just leave with you guys with this Guild Wars 2 news is a quote that I took from the post of the guy who announced the release date. And the quote said, "Guild Wars 2, a living, breathing online world that challenges convention, that's designed for fun instead of grind, and that brings social interaction to a new level in an online world." I think that pretty much describes it. I mean, it's more fun, and this is what I got from the beta as well. More fun, less grind. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what it needs. Guild Wars 2 is looking so solid. It's just, I think that once Guild Wars 2 comes out, a lot of people are going to be looking at other MMOs and going to be saying like, why am I paying a subscription fee for this? I don't understand. And it's going to revolutionize the industry. I'm like, sure of it. Like, for reals. If the game goes down, I'm fucked, but I'm going to stand behind it all the way. And just to finalize, the race that I plan on playing, the race and class, is going to be a human guardian. Or maybe an Azura guardian. Haven't made up my mind yet. But I'm leaning more towards the human right now. So yeah, right now we're going to go into community questions right after this break, which you guys won't really see because I'm just going to edit it out. And so the first community question we have today comes to us from Slybot. It was posted in a Dragon's Dogma video, and he had this to say. "After watching every episode in the series so far, it seems to me like you're in over your head with this game. It seems as though this game has a very large open world and punishing enemies, and you don't know where to begin. I suggest doing some of the main quest line when you record and explore off camera, else this could be a 100+ episode series as with other games such as Skyrim." And sorry for that little Skype there. Also, the main quest line might offer some loot, gold, and experience, and might offer some playing experience, so you get more comfortable with your abilities and your pawns and learn to utilize all of them to their fullest potential instead of running around shield slamming some bandit who turns around and shoots an arrow in your face as you fall off a building. Maybe if you find something cool or entertaining while exploring, you can record that. But as I said, I think the main quest line will be the best bet for the time being. Well, regarding that, I'm actually even doing some of the main quest line off camera now, simply because I also want to enjoy the game, and there's a lot in the game. I mean, it doesn't look to me like the most interesting portions of Dragon's Dogma are the main quest line. It looks to me like the most interesting portions of Dragon's Dogma is when you're fighting something, like the Manicore fight. I've actually had a fight that I didn't record where I fought 2 Cyclopses at the same time, and I got to use a ballista and all this crazy stuff. That to me was more interesting than some of the stuff that I've seen on the main storyline. Like what? Killing a Goblin King, is one of the episodes that you guys are actually still going to see. Lol, spoiler. That was not ridiculously entertaining, I don't think. So I'm just going to try and find out where the most entertaining parts are in filming those. It does not necessarily mean I will follow the main storyline to a T. It just means that I will do the main storyline, I will do some exploring, and I will do some shooting in between. Shooting as in shooting footage. So thank you very much for your comment, Slybot. Next up, we have a comment from Mega Deluxo. He has this to say about New Game Plus. "I'm really liking this idea, man. Great title, great concept. I really think you have found your stride with videos now. Of course, don't get me wrong, your stuff has always been exceptional, quality humor, you listen to your viewers, but as soon as I understood where you were going with this new show, New Game Plus, with the promise of sprinkling in some variety and covering titles in one-shot videos, I knew you'd found the thing to make your site even better. This will bring in more viewers for certain. Also, watching a video for Wipeout takes me back. Reminds me of when I first saw a video game featured in a movie. Remember Hackers? I know it probably shows my age, but I remember seeing that movie back when it was new and thinking it was the coolest thing ever. Of course, watching that movie now, Jesus, the thing's awful. The prototype footage from Wipeout is probably the best part. Keep up the good work. I'll be sure to always retweet when I see a new one out. Bro fists. Bro fist. Now, I don't think that Hackers looks horrible now. I think it looks just fine. And I'm glad you enjoy New Game Plus. You completely understood where I was going with it. And I just wanted to share your comment with the community. Make sure that everyone understands where I'm coming from with New Game Plus. Next up was the comment from PJ Cricket, which I've already read in the Diablo 3 section. I'm going to get a lot of crap for that. But yeah, next up is a comment from someone whose name I can't really pronounce. Ralekaliorja. I have no idea how to pronounce this. It has lots of weird stuff in letters, so I have no idea how to pronounce it. So sorry if I pronounce it wrong. And he has this to say. Hi, Ruri. My dream is to set up a gaming channel on YouTube. And when I get a lot of views, I want to create my own website. I have been following your videos since World of Warcraft videos started. Now I need some tips to do my own gaming cast. How do I begin? How do I get out to people? I really hope that you can give me some tips and tricks to make this happen to me. Love you, not gay. Al Kalek Franz Verij. I have no idea what that means. But yeah, how to get started. Create a YouTube channel. Create some videos. Go to blip.tv. That would be my advice. Create some videos in there as well. So create videos on Blip, create videos on YouTube. Make sure to have a Twitter account. Make sure to have a Facebook account, a Facebook page. Always post your stuff there as well. Try to look for people that are doing the same stuff you're doing. Try reaching out to them, even though that hasn't really worked out for me. I mean, it's hard for me to give tips on something when personally I myself haven't been that successful. I mean, sure, you guys might think, oh my God, you got 4,000 subscribers and got this amount of views. Trust me, that's not very successful. Where I am right now, I am not a very successful YouTuber. I mean, I am extremely thankful that I have you guys watching my videos and supporting me and all that awesome, amazing stuff. But I am not as successful as I want to be yet. So it's kind of hard for me to give you tips on something that I personally haven't achieved yet. I mean, the thing that I say is what most people will tell you. Is like, you got to get out there. You got to just start making videos, start posting them on YouTube, post them on Blip, post them everywhere. And once you get a decent amount of views, you got to start looking for a network like Machinima, Curse, the network I'm in, TGS, Maker Studios, TGN. Just start looking for a network, and you'll have to apply to a network because you'll need to be in a network in order to become a partner with YouTube to do gaming content. And that's really the only advice I can give you. Just get started. I mean, start with Blip, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. Start with those. And once you got your content out there, also use some hashtags on Twitter because that sometimes helps. But once you get your content out there, eventually, I mean, you will grow if your content is good enough. If not, you might have to change it. Always listen to your viewers. Anyone that will watch your videos, if they leave you feedback, take it into consideration. That's what I do. So, yeah, you just got to get out there and get started. This has been Rurikhan. My voice is gone. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of Khan's Gamecast, and I am out of here. Peace!